in your videos, you mentioned how you've been able to save hundreds of thousands of dollars at the tender age of 28. And I think that's just incredible. And like you're literally like not an average, like you're just an average Joe who had a 9-to-5 job. How were you able to do that? Because I think that's very valuable, and I don't think a lot of men our age can contemplate that or even really or have experienced that.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, when they get their first full-time job, they start to see the money roll in. They have a tendency to say like, okay, now I have this extra money. Now maybe I can get a nicer car. Maybe I can get a much better apartment. Maybe I could buy like designer clothing or upgrade, get better shoes, stuff like that. And that's fine and okay. But in my mind, it's the battle is what can you save and invest early on. So I did actually just make a couple videos on this where I talked about a couple decisions I made in my 20s that are really decisions that anybody can make. One of them was I lived with roommates for like a long time, from age 18 to 23. I lived with multiple roommates, even shared a room with someone, which is definitely very annoying, but saved me a good amount of money. I did that. I always bought cheap cars. So the most I've ever paid for a car was $5,000. Whereas like a lot of my friends go out and they buy, $30,000 car. And if you enjoy cars and you're a car guy, that's fine, but it, comes at a financial cost. Yeah. And last but not least, lived with my parents, which saves a good amount of money for a while too, while I still worked. And then just doing that. And then I've been lucky that the 5-6 years that I've been investing, only one of them's been a down year, and all the other years have been great years for the, at least US stock market. So, just combination of being cheap and investing in pretty stable, easy things has, it got me a good head start for my age.
Yeah, I'm curious. Like, where did you have that foresight to live or think like that? Because I feel like in your 20s, like that's not really a common thing. Like everyone's just trying to go to the bar, or people are trying to focus on.
Alcohol's expensive too. That's another thing I didn't touch on. I did party a little bit in college, and eventually, I kind of grew out of it a little bit in my late 20s. Because that is expensive too, and my hangovers got just a lot worse. That was honestly the main deterrent. But where did I get the just the insight on that? I'd say I had some good examples of my family to follow, and my dad, my uncle, just said, "Hey, like now that you got some money coming in, you got to realize what you got to think about what to do with it. You can't just have it sit there. You can't spend it all. You want to have a plan of so in the future it can work for you." Mm-hmm. And on top of that, I've always spending, just being cheap has always come like pretty natural to me. Like a lot of my family is, very cheap, shopping at thrift stores, doing that kind of thing. So that's just it's just the lifestyle I've been used to. I've found that things don't really make me happy. If I buy more things, I think like people in my life and the experiences are what make me the happiest. Yeah. It's not buying something like really cool. Which can be nice. You got to live a little bit, but just know it comes at a cost.
Yeah. I'm definitely a big proponent of buying experiences instead of materials. I feel like for me, even just creating experiences, like this podcast for me personally brings a lot of fulfillment and joy. Like it's very fun. And I'm sure for you get that same fulfillment from creating YouTube videos. Yeah, and I think everyone needs an outlet to just be themselves, man. Like that's just so important for me, and that's why this podcast is near and dear to my heart, because I want to be a shining example of just being yourself. You know what I'm saying? I think we need more of that. And I think you do that in a wonderful way that allows people who may be more introverted to see themselves in you. Because I'm definitely an introvert too. And I think you do that in a beautiful way through just simply playing Call of Duty.